Hello, welcome to CarCast. I'm Matt, the moderator, Deandra, here with Bill Goldberg. How are you?
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I
It's a
can't
lot, man. All the
really
juggling
assess what's
all
going on.
these balls in the air.
Fuck, yeah. None are in my pants. I'm doing great, man. I'm kind of winding down right now, my training and all this stuff. I mean, hopefully soon the world will know when my retirement match is, and we'll be able to, move to the next step. Trying to get this freaking Cobra done at the same time. I'm trying to be a dad and I'm trying to be a husband and man, it's tough. It's
Yeah.
overwhelming. Gage moved into a new apartment, this last weekend. I sent Wanda up there with him, and lo and behold, some asshole's got to do some, you know, terrorist shit,
Oh, yeah.
during the Israeli rally, and it's just life's just not fair. I'm just very thankful that Gage wasn't anywhere near the guy because Gage would have tackled him. I mean,
I
it's
would
just
imagine so.
how kids are, right? Oh, I
Yeah.
would have killed the guy, But hey, it's a different world, man, and you always got to look, look behind you and be aware of your situations. And it's just I don't even know what to say on it, so we'll move on. But
Yeah.
yeah, all things Cobra, man. I mean, I hope it looks like I'm having fun online because what a pain in the ass. Um, my first car that I'm completely doing Ed Goldberg's garage,
Yep.
and I mean the normal issues, the normal issues and builds 1,000%. The next thing that you're looking to install is not arrived yet, so you have to move on to the next thing, and then the next thing, and the next thing. And we're just jumping all over the place. I mean, digital guard dog provided us with the push button start, so I pulled the button out and obviously gave it to my buddy who does all the engraving, and he put his little touch on it. Center caps are done. Center cap for the steering wheel's done now. All the little intricate stuff that
Yeah.
can be done while you're waiting for the big stuff. Clutch should be here this weekend. I pray to God, so we can get the tranny put in the TKX from Tremec, and had to take the front right uh, control arms off because there was a little bit of a clearance issue, and had to cut the sleeves down. And it's just, I get it now. I get it. What everybody always talks about, the highs and the lows, and we set up a freaking. I'm gonna put a new YouTube video out in a couple days. I actually put a YouTube video out. It's been like 8 months. It was really hard, but it's just with all this shit going on, it's tough to do those little things. But I got to get out there. I got to keep people updated on what's going on because we're into the fun stuff, right?
Yeah.
To the, I was able to hang all the Cerakote stuff, which makes a huge freaking difference. We were able to install the windshield this last weekend, and what a pain in the ass that was, right? I mean, it's not the normal Cobra replica windshield. I mean, you get from Superformance, it's already installed, it's already put together. All you do is put it in the car, right? So we had to put it together. All of the gaskets didn't work, so we had to do the make your own gasket thing, and then we had to clean everything up, and then we had to install it. And now I've got a little distance between the center of the freaking windshield and the body itself. So there's a little. I mean, it's just so a lot needs to be refined, fitted properly. I did it, hooked us up, got the 35-inch tilt unpainted finished column in yesterday,
Okay.
and we got the quick release. But it's a weld on quick release, right? So I got to weld that on later this afternoon. And man, we'll be putting this weekend. Hopefully, we'll be putting the tranny in. We'll be putting the steering column in. We'll be reinstalling the dash because we cleared it this weekend. We did we did a blow up tent behind the garage, and not only was I the talk of the neighborhood because they thought I put a big playpen out there, but Presley, yes, she walked in the booth. It's just one thing after another, and some of this stuff is just too funny to really be true, but it's all true. So I shot my first carbon fiber dash last week. Um, cleared it. Obviously, outside conditions are not favorable.
Yeah.
Got a little bit of dirt in it, so we got 3 coats, 4 coats on it of clear on it. So we'll sand it down this weekend and get it ready to go. Talked to Dakota Digital yesterday. Your boy hooked me up exponentially, but throughout the process of me storing all the gauges, I lost a couple of the gaskets, and so he asked to overnight me some of the gaskets
Yeah.
so the rest can go in this weekend. Um, I'm not overwhelmed with it by any means. We only work on it, as a group on Saturdays. Manny from Manny's Custom Builds comes out, and my buddy Clint from CGC comes out,
Hmm.
and we have a good time, man. We work independently and then together when needed, but we just strike stuff off the list.
Yeah.
And the list is extensive, right? I mean, and it's to the minute detail. Every centimeter of this car is being going over. And so it's just,
And the tough part is when you set out to accomplish a few things throughout the day, but then you realize you're right. You're missing a piece. You're missing a gasket, or you're looking at a piece going, you know what, we should have painted this or coated this, and so now it gets delayed. And at the end of the day, you feel like we didn't get to knock off everything off the list that we wanted
oh,
to.
yeah.
But as you do get those things done, yeah, it feels so much better to finally get some pieces sort of installed, like finally and
Yeah, it
installed.
feels like one step forward and 2 steps back. But
Yeah,
the brakes are completely done. Willwood hooked us up, and it was a pain in the ass, but brakes are done. Clearance, no issues whatsoever with the 15-inch Halibrands. That was
good.
the big issue because we had an eighth of a cent. Like, I mean, it was crazy how much we had, but it ended up to being a little bit more of a clearance. So, and, um, I'm excited, man.
Yeah,
It's one thing after another. Willwood hooked us up with the master cylinders, so I went from remote reservoirs on 2 out of the 3 to self-contained reservoirs on all 3 of them. They all match now. Got those installed. Getting to the pedals, putting the Sparco pedal covers on it.
yeah,
What a pain in the ass to get these shoulders in that freaking wheel well, right? I mean,
yeah.
it's
We saw
foot
you.
well. Excuse me.
We saw you kind of jammed in there. We were just looking at this.
Well, that was
Uh,
the hood. I was in there doing. I was
yeah,
literally where
under
the
the
entrance
hood.
would be. Yeah, putting the master cylinders in. But you know, first and foremost, you got these trying to get into very tight areas, and
Yeah,
second,
you got some big paws.
it's just really tough. So that's what Manny's for. He's a lot more svelte than I am, and he can do all that little stuff. Like I say, the beauty of it is Manny. This is what he specializes in is these aftermarket Cobras, and so he's pretty much seen it all. And if we run into an issue, he's able to rectify it because it's something that he's had to deal with in the past.
Yeah,
And with I've never seen a car more individualized and personalized than these Cobras. And the deeper I get into it, the more you see that everyone just adds their spin to it.
yeah,
And it's beautiful. And that's been the best part about this is that anybody can start with the same package or palette. And by the time it's finished, it looks nothing like the one, that was done prior. So and that's the beauty of it. But then again, that's the issue of it is because people like to take liberties and then there's nothing to reference. And so then you kind of got to go out on your own. But it's all good, man. It's all
yeah.
good. One thing after another. But the fact is that you strike something off the list and you go to something exciting next. And I want to get that body on. I want to get that body on. We're waiting for the radiator. We've had a little bit of an issue. Be Cool was very nice enough to hook us up, but they ran into an issue in that they didn't have the tooling to replicate the uh, radiator that I currently have.
Okay.
So they went out and bought it, right? So as much as I want to bitch at them for taking their time, um, I'm greatly appreciative that they would go to that extent to fulfill the order, as opposed to just picking up the phone and saying, "Hey, you know what? Go somewhere else."
Yeah.
I'm very appreciative of that. We're looking at 2 weeks on that, and that's literally the last piece of the puzzle.
Okay.
And then everything goes back together. We get that radiator, we're done, man. So
Yeah. Let me
except for have a roll bar, but we'll do that afterwards.
let me get a little housekeeping out of the way, and then I got a few more questions about it. BetOnline, it's the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for all your sports betting action. Baseball season is in full swing, and we're deep into the NBA and NHL finals. And BetOnline has more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news and scores, even live in-game betting while the games are being played. We keep the dog days of summer rolling with the largest selection of odds on pretty much everything, with updated odds on MLB, UFC, and boxing to tennis and NFL futures. BetOnline remains the best online source for all your sports wagering info. In between the games, head on over to the BetOnline casino for all your top Vegas-style games, including poker and their live casino. BetOnline, the game starts here. So steering columns going in, dashes going in. You figured out the obstacles around that. You said there's a little gap under the windshield, which if it can't sit flat, or maybe there's a piece of gasket or filler or something you can put in there. Like you said, I think maybe Manny has probably some ideas of how he's done this in the past.
Yeah, we've tried. It's a bitch. I mean, we hollowed out the mounting holes to give us a little bit of a variance, and that didn't work. So,
Okay.
it's all good. We're a quarter of an inch off, so we'll rectify that at some point. It would just be nice if the thing just went flush and it was beautiful and bing bang boom.
Yeah.
But if you know, um, it's all good. It's all good.
You were talking about everybody personalizing the Cobras in each one, and I was down. I think I mentioned this before. I was down for this Shelby event, and it was next door to Hillbank, which is one of the super performance dealers over there. And um, even just kind of looking around their place,
They're all different,
the,
and
the,
they
all the
should
cars were
be.
different.
Yeah, they should be. You know,
Just different modifications and different things to all their cars. These aren't the Cobras; these are the Corvettes that they do. But um,
same difference there. But I mean,
yeah,
yeah, I bet you won't see two of the Cobras the same in there.
they had a whole showroom of these things and all just sort of individualized, not just different colors, different options. And you would think like, how many options could there be? There's no power seats. There's no,
Trillions.
but there really is quite a bit. Uh, One of the things you were talking about the guys from Cerakote, and I saw the video that you guys put up, and I really thought they did a great job on this. This is the gas cap cover that you guys did, and we talked about how to Cerakote it, and to basically tape off where it latches, where it rubs together, so that
That's what we
doesn't
did.
wear and look bad. So on your Goldberg's Garage Instagram, he came over and kind of walked through this. We're actually looking at it right now. So if you're looking at the YouTube page, you'll get the sound and stuff on the Instagram page. But he did such a great job on this piece, and the way it was done looks like it's cool because it would really hold up. The wear items aren't there. It's got the Goldberg's Garage logo on it. It's cool. It's badass.
Thank you, man. And truth be told, that's the second one that he did because the first one didn't work out. So
But that
it's nice to have Manny across the street working on Cobras and you walk over there and literally get a gas cap from him. So Trial and error, man. I think it turned out to be absolutely fantastic. The one thing that I have to refrain from is personalizing every single thing on there, because whether the badges have the Goldberg Garage thing on it, or the wheel, center caps, or the steering wheel button, or I mean, hey,
Yeah.
it's cool. It's very subtle. You saw the push button. I mean, it's got the wide eye open emoji and the mouth emoji. I just thought that was funny, and it's little stuff like that people have to look hard to find,
Yeah.
and it's going to separate that car from any other one. The only car that I've seen that I love almost as much as the end result with what we're shooting for in our Cobra is Bruce Meyer had a there's a picture of him driving a black one online, and it's got a number. I think it's got a number 1 on it, and that entire vehicle is murdered out, and it's beautiful. The
But
only thing that they didn't do was the windshield frame, and I did mine. So that's kind of
Bruce
that's
Myers Cobra that you saw with the one on it is a Le Mans winner.
yeah. That car is fucking beautiful.
It's
Part of my French.
probably the most valuable Cobra.
Well, what a great car to replicate, right?
Yeah.
If you look at the details on that car, as I've looked at the details on 90% of the ones I can find online, it's right along the lines of what I'm doing with mine. And mine's not a Le Mans winner by any stretch of the imagination, but it looks similar to that one. And that's the goal that we set out to do.
Yeah. So you guys, you said that you have to have the clutch still. So you fitted up the transmission and everything, but we got to get the clutch in there
Yeah, I
so you
mean,
can finish that
obviously,
component to it.
yeah, it all started when, you look at the TKX, and the TKX doesn't use the same throwout bearing as the top loader, right? And so I'm thinking, well, maybe I just get Baty to send me a, you know, yeah, what
Yeah,
was it?
he'll come through. He'll get you set up with the good stuff. We're
Yeah,
looking at the
the
Instagram
throwout
post, and
bearing.
you guys are, and I guess that's Clint from CGC, right? He's working on the dash, and I was like, you
Yeah,
get one shot at it.
that was my buddy uh, Randall using the Rhino scrubber at the same time. I turn around, and all of a sudden the guy's freaking cleaning the garage. I'm like, you know what? That thing's badass. It
Yeah,
actually worked really well. So yeah, it was all hands on deck, man. Like I said, you got good friends when they all want to come over and work on a car with you.
yeah, it's good. It's coming along good. I like it. All right, so last week I did a little recap of the Indy 500 and played an interview that you might remember. We had Simon Pagenaud on a couple of years ago. He hasn't been racing. He's injured, right? He's been injured. They can't get him back in the car. He's got some brain swelling or something going on. But he's been doing a lot behind the scenes. He was there at the Indy 500. I think GM has brought him in to work with their engineers in the simulator. He's the only one located. Like most of the drivers live in like Indy or something, and he's I don't know North Carolina or something, and that's where their engineering division is and their simulators are, and they need somebody who's very very well. They need a driver, and they need somebody who's very precise and has a lot of feedback. And the one thing about Simon is he's very sort of methodical about it. Actually, Alex Palou won, and he's kind of the same way. And I've only spoken to him a couple of times, but with Simon, to now be tapped to like go into the simulator again and again and again, provide feedback, and his feedback is so amazing and so precise that it's been sort of eye opening for the team on the engine development.
Hmm.
But also, it turns out his doctor's on board by going, we need to sort of exercise the brain, like physically. Like, we can't get you into a car because, as you would know, too much of an impact, a concussion, That's
Huh.
too much for him because he needs to be monitored. But to get into a simulator and have it move, right, and then start to create some movement that they can sort of ramp up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been therapeutic. So it's part of his physical therapy, if you will. And you never would think so, but that is part of it. So we
No,
played that interview as well.
I could see that 1,000%. I mean,
Yeah,
it's just like being in the real situation without the danger.
yeah, and it's been good. So we did that because you ran off with Gage. Gage said he wanted his first tattoo, right?
Yeah.
And it was a fun trip to do together. He could have run off and just done this on his own, but you
Would have
guys,
killed him. Yeah, I would have killed him. No, the fact is that he just turned 19. It was a birthday present, something he's been asking for a while, and I would only let it be done by the guy who laid my tattoo. And
did
it's
he
been
tell you what he
years.
wanted?
What's that?
Did Gage tell you which tattoo he wanted, like what he wanted?
Yeah, he wanted my tattoo,
Yeah,
and
I don't know if he told you that ahead of time.
yeah, he did, and I was floored, right? And as a parent, you can't be bestowed a better compliment than your son wanting to, I mean, it's just really flattering, right? But at the same time, you want to be responsible and go, does he really want what I have? Doesn't he deserve something individual? I mean, so little indifference along with it, but I mean, it was a wonderful day. We got to hook up with Mike Parsons, and Mike's the guy who laid mine down, 115 years ago. And ironically, he's been asked, but he never has done it other than on my arm. And so the
Yeah,
only other tattoo of that tribal that he's ever done is to Gage, and that meant a lot to me. And it was a long ass day. We woke up at 4 in the morning and got home about 1:30, and I had a stress test at 6:15 a.m. the next morning. But I'd do it all over again. I'd do whatever I had to do to put that smile on my boy's face. And just it was a hugely humbling experience seeing him get that.
yeah, there it is. Looks good.
Yeah, I think so, man. I mean, it's different size than mine because he did it, to his shoulder, and my shoulder isn't as big as it used to be, so it looks a little off placed on me. But perfect on him, man. He loves it. Didn't hurt that much, and he's taking care of it. And you know, he wants another one, and we'll have to wait till we get Mr. Parsons up to Goldberg's garage for that.
Yeah. And what does his mom say?
No, she loves it. She loved it.
Yeah.
He's an extremely responsible boy. Gage, man.
Yeah.
The kid doesn't drink, he doesn't party, he makes A's, he works his ass off, and so he deserves stuff
I
like
mean,
that.
look, he deserves to go and have fun and be a kid, but he is laser focused and has it's already tough to look sort of two steps ahead, and I think he's looking way beyond that. Looking
Yeah,
at a future, looking at a career. But he's been fortunate enough, I think, to have you and many of your friends be able to even just share stories going, this is what happened to me when I played ball or when I did this or when I did that. And, or maybe how I might have lost my way doing something and how I recovered, and just being able to access those stories and hear those things probably helps quite a bit. There you go. You're getting your call from Center Force. Yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
be careful what you say because you're live on the podcast.
Here you go.
One-
Say hello to Matt
Uh,
DeAndre.
hey, Matt, how are you, buddy?
Hey, Will Batty. Actually, he's not at Center Force. It says Center Force,
I
but
know it does, but
it's
I know I haven't changed it.
yeah. Still on the phone. You're on the air. What's going on with the clutch, bud?
That's what I asked him Bill when he wants it. So do you want it tomorrow or Friday?
Fuck, tomorrow's great. I don't care. Just
Okay.
tomorrow or Friday, it makes no difference, man. Please, dear God, just as long as it's here by Saturday.
You're gonna have it Friday.
Perfect.
How you doing, Will?
I'm doing well, sir. I'm just traveling around, doing that. We're actually in Charlotte at the HPX show.
Yeah, we've been excited about that show, but we've got so many things going on. Wasn't able to go out there and do it. Hopefully, you guys are displaying out there. I want that show, HPX, to be very successful. I like everybody involved. Do you guys have a booth out there?
Oh yeah, we have a nice booth with all the different brands we have with all the Tremec transmissions, McLeod, competition clutch, FTI converters and transmissions and all the good stuff. So yeah, it's all here. A lot of great brands here. I wish there was a little more foot traffic, but it is the first year of the show. So I think next year or the year after it'd be a pretty solid show.
I think so. Like anything like that, it's a huge undertaking to put on an event like that, and they're doing so much more than just the trade show component to it. So I hope you get an opportunity to go around town and see what else is there. But it takes a few years for the word to get out, to get, like you said, to get more foot traffic there.
Yeah, no, I mean yesterday was a little dead. Today's better, and what's really cool is NASCAR Museum's right next door. So I think if they tied into the NASCAR Museum and they probably get a little more foot traffic. But it's pretty cool. I've never been to Charlotte before, so it's pretty cool for me to experience.
Yeah. Awesome, man. I appreciate that. So you're there, you're on the floor, and you're calling Bill to tell him his clutch is on the way. We appreciate that.
I told him I'd drag his name through the freaking mud on the podcast.
But you wouldn't do that.
Yeah, shut up, Bill, whatever Bill wants.
Yeah, it's he talks tough over the phone, but you get face to face with him. It's a different story.
When he comes out here, we'll video it. Don't worry.
Will, have you been out to Goldberg's garage yet?
I have not.
Exactly.
I've not. Yeah, I'd like to come out, but
he's
going to lock me outside.
Not a chance. Well, I might lock you outside with the animals, but anything's possible. I love you. I appreciate it, man, very, very much. You
appreciate you letting me barge onto your podcast there. So you guys take care, and Bill will look forward to seeing what you have to say about the new race clutch.
You got it, buddy boy. Thank you.
Thanks, man. Thanks, Will. Have a good time.
You
as well. Bye.
We had a special guest on today. Nice.
That's Will Batty from McLeod. He's Mr. Clutch.
Mr. Clutch.
Mr. Clutch. Known Will a long time now.
Man, I've known Will longer than anyone in the business. Yeah. Really, pretty much.
Yeah, I remember he's been out. He's been out to your place back here in California.
Oh yeah, he's put 2 clutches in this car already. Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I'm not taking this one out, the triple disc out, because it's failed by any stretch.
No, you switch transmissions. Yeah, it doesn't work.
No, it's switch transmissions, but I also want more of a wild setup, right? And so going with the quad disc.
Yeah.
What else?
What else? You said you were training. We got some updates on that a couple of weeks ago. I know you're still into it. We don't really know. Look at that.
Finally, works pays off, man. I mean, it's been really tough. I got to tell you. I mean, I'm a bitch to deal with, period. Anyway, but I know the date. No one else knows the date public wise. And so at my age, you obviously have to do a lot of different things to get yourself prepared for what I'm about to embark upon. And I mean, it's uncharted water because not many people my age have done this, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not just showing up to show up. I need to show up and be me. And I've tapped into me a little bit more as of late. And my training, with all my injuries and with my age, it makes it extremely difficult to get prepared without going overboard.
And not getting hurt in the process. Like you can't get hurt.
I've hurt myself
anytime between now and.
Yeah, but I hurt myself a couple times in the past 3 months. But I've pulled back, and it's really tough to have the mentality I do, but to have the body that I do now, and that with the mileage on it, and then go into the Muay Thai gym and hit the pads and not go crazy and then
Yeah.
blow your shoulder out and blow your bicep out and pull your hamstring from throwing a high kick. And it's just there's a huge balance. And I've been in the ring a couple times. I'm going to get in the ring again today, and it's just tough, man. It is tough. I mean, me doing that right there, that was the first day that I felt really good.
Yeah, we're watching a little video on your Goldberg Instagram. Yeah, getting back into it.
Yeah, and I just showed a little clip here, a little clip there. I'm going to put another one out tonight. All Things Goldberg on YouTube is going to start showing my training. I got a lot of great behind the scenes stuff that's going to be out there at some point, and it's just tough. I've got a very high bar to set from that I set for myself, and 99 times out of 100, it's unrealistic. And I just I've got to be at a certain place mentally and physically to be able to accomplish what I'm about to, embark upon. And it's really tough. It's really tough. I mean, if take every single thing out of it. Let's just talk about food.
Yeah.
Let's talk about how much I have to eat to gain weight at this age and to gain good weight, not just around my stomach.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's got to go in the right places. That's the biggest issue as we get
I
older.
freaking eat 8 times a day, and I walk around and I feel like I'm about to throw up at any given moment because I'm just completely full of freaking food. And I had to back off. I gained some good weight. I was up to almost 270, and I had to back off because I could not function. I just couldn't do it. I felt horrible. I wasn't able to move around. I was just sluggish. And so I changed the diet back a little bit. I'm eating bacon now.
Actual bacon, not that turkey shit you
Actual,
saw the other day.
actual bacon. And but I'm doing it first thing in the morning so that throughout the day I can burn it off. And it's just the mental side of it. I needed something. I don't know whether it was a gift or I'm looking at it as just another source of fat. I don't know. But it seems to have made a little bit of a difference. Me altering my diet a little bit, eating a little bit less food, and training more. And man, I'm never going to be the way that I used to be by any stretch of the imagination. But damn it, for a 58-year-old guy, I'm going to be in some seriously freaking awesome shape. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna freak some people out, I believe. And hopefully my performance, is equal to my appearance, which hopefully, is okay. I mean, I'm terrified to put those underwear, those trunks on
Those
again.
trunks on.
I may
Yeah.
even go with different kind of trunks for the only time in my life. But um, you know,
And it's
so
fine. Look, it's going to be a great show. Wear whatever the hell you want. It's like you said, it's the last match. But you're right. Like what you're going through just in the prep, the workouts, the training, the eating. I know we were talking about it before. There's tons and tons of eggs. Now you bring some actual bacon into it, not the turkey stuff that you were the piece of cardboard you
still
showed the
eating
other day.
that too. But
And bringing some meat into it now, bringing some real food into it.
yeah, it's I still stay away from sugar 1,000%. But
Yeah.
um, yeah, I gotta I don't know, I gotta shift gears a little bit. So I'm a little stagnant at the moment.
So, but you've been working out in your gym, lifting the weights. You've been going to the Muay Thai gym. I know you love to kick the bag, throw some punches. Uh, when do you start getting into the wrestling ring and start, because now you
I've
gotta,
already I've already been in it
you've been in, yeah. Because you got to be able to run around and do some moves and get off the ropes and sort of trigger the muscle memory, if you will, of what it's like to do those elements to it. Because I know the Muay Thai stuff you've always kind of done for a long time. You owned a gym out here. I don't even know if it still have the gym out here, but I remember like I've been down to your gym. I've been, when I visited, we went down there
Mhm.
to see what you were doing. And
Muay Thai is mental. It's a
yeah,
mental. It's obviously a physical thing too because it's good cardio. But and then there's another thing. I mean, extremely limited because of my left knee. I can't run. I mean, I can run, but it hurts. So I'm not going to exacerbate the pain by going out and running.
Yeah.
So, I'm on a sprint bike and I'm doing different stuff for my cardio. The kickboxing doesn't hurt it that much because I'm not running. But you find ways around things, and I mean the scenario's not perfect by any stretch. So you gotta work around stuff. Hell, I'm working around my shoulder that you remember 6 months ago I couldn't do this.
Yeah. You couldn't lift your arm up.
I mean, I'm pretty freaking strong now, man. I mean, comparatively. And it's funny because ever since we moved here, I haven't been able to use my arm for 5 years. I just didn't use it because it hurt so bad. And I've had to retrain myself to do the normal daily things and use my arm. And that's what's gotten me back into it. It's just not favoring it by any stretch and not having it be a hindrance by any means, and going out of my way to do everything with my right hand as opposed to what I was doing before, everything with my left hand.
You're a lefty anyway, right? Yeah.
I became a lefty as a kid because I broke my right arm. I swear to God.
Yeah. All right.
That's when my dad told me that, being ambidextrous is a huge advantage because God forbid the right side of your body be non-functional, you can use your left, right? So I started kicking with my left. I started, writing with my left hand. I started doing everything with my left hand. So I'm ambidextrous, but primarily, I use my right hand for the dominant stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
As a kid, my brother, who's a lefty, we played baseball and he was ambidextrous playing baseball. Like
I
if he was
I throw right-handed and bat left-handed.
if he was in the field, I think he would throw with his right hand, but he was a catcher mostly and he would catch lefty.
That's wild.
And then when he'd go up to bat, he could go either way, left or right, and was a good hitter. And when you're a kid and you're just trying to throw off another kid, he'll go up for the first three pitches righty and then switch lefty just to and it just confuses everybody and hit just as well. Like the ball's out of the park. Like he did well. And
It's a huge advantage.
yeah,
True.
I don't, yeah, I think he would catch as a catcher. He would do it differently than if he was ever in the field, shortstop, outfield, anything like that.
It's wild.
And at home when we'd play ball, he was just, either way, he could just go right or left. But normally we use his left hand to right or eat or whatever. But
Again, there's the beauty of it. You hurt one, then you're proficient with your other side.
yeah, it's just kind of a weird thing. All right, so it's good. You're feeling good.
I'm feeling a lot better, man. I think the biggest difference has been the stem cells.
Yeah,
I truly believe that that's been the difference maker. I mean, my spine doesn't bother me right now, and that was the worst part of my injury list going down to Columbia and getting that done. And actually, they just texted me a minute ago to see how I was doing, and the follow up is excellent. I mean, the people at BioAccelerator, they really care. Obviously, you're an extension of them. Once they pump you with these stem cells, and then you're a representative of their work. But I couldn't be happier with the process.
yeah. And whatever they're doing, they seem to be doing it right because now, since we've been talking about it for months now, and I know you knew several people who have gone, but now even more and more people have just
Oh yeah,
have gone and just
they have a deal that's coming up. It's a conference, and they've got 200 offensive linemen from the NFL, or 200 linemen from the NFL, and 100 college, and they want me to go speak at it. So I mean, it's spreading like wildfire, and people really do need to look into it as an option.
yeah, it's not inexpensive though. That's the thing. It is.
There's that. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, but I mean, listen, most of the people that I think they are catering to have been professional athletes in some capacity, whether you're a stunt person or a ball player or a wrestler or something. They
Or a driver, or I mean,
Yeah.
there's runs the gamut of the people that I've seen there.
yeah. And that makes that makes the most sense. Even whatever golfer, just like
Oh yeah.
any
There was a lacrosse player there when I was there.
yeah, any of those types of sports, if you will, just or like you said, even like stuntmen and things like that. Just you're just going through that process of brutality on your body again and again and again.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That I guess when you go, a lot of those people, those men and women can sort of define what happened. It's not just like the
They
result of
can
an
define
accident.
what
You're like,
happened, and they've got experience with treating it.
yeah,
What's worked and what hasn't. If you get somebody who's been in the business for a little bit of time, then I'm sure they have, quite the list of surgeries and a lot of different ways to mend compared to the stem cells. And
yeah, yeah.
bringing the stem cells into it and being able to compare and contrast, with people who've done all the treatment in the past. And it's a pretty smart way of going about it.
You're right, because you could be a professional athlete. You could be swinging a tennis racket for 30 years and have the best team around you, but even the best doctors and physical therapists, they can't do what the stem cell therapy stuff is doing. So they can go in and go, I can do everything. I hurt a shoulder. I get a cortisone shot, reduce swelling. I don't know how many you've had in your lifetime, but and so the effectiveness of it.
Oh yeah, it's freaking spectacular. But you're not supposed to inject the same area more than once every 6 months, and then
Yeah.
cumulatively you're not supposed to do it, too many times, and it feels like they're putting concrete in your body when you get cortisone. So
By the way, it hurts for the first 4 days or so. Like
that's
your whole that whole area. I got it done for the first time in my left shoulder.
yeah.
I was just pulling stuff off, pain in the neck, the shoulder, the bicep. It feels like you were saying, like hyperextension. Like I could curl, but if I was grabbing a bar like a wide grip for a lat pull down, or it pulls from inside the elbow all the way up to the neck. It just pulls the whole bicep and everything. So they did the shot, they put it in there, and they said, yeah, it should last about 6 months. But the way they do it up here in the top of the back of the shoulder, I know, sorry, and it was actually quick, and it didn't hurt until afterward. But gravity just pulls the liquid down, and it hits the other areas of it. That's why they got to put it in the precise area. And I don't, needles aren't your thing; they're not my thing. And the doctor that did it, she was great. She was just like, whatever works. And I was just like, I'm just going to look away. Let's just get this done. And I was like, whenever you're ready to go, she's like, it's done. I was like, oh, good. It's already like, I didn't even know. I was just distracting myself, like, snapping my fingers in front of me, like I'm trying to get my dog's attention.
Anything you can do.
Anything I can do. And the same with taking blood. So, yeah, it's not a fan of it. And I've got some stories for that. Maybe another time. Maybe another time. But all right, glad you're doing well. I'm excited about it, and the projects that are going on in the garage as well.
We're
Is
getting
there
there.
anything we're missing, buddy?
No, man, just can't wait to tune in next week and tell you the progress. Hopefully, we got a steering column, a dash, and
Clutch?
a transmission in because we've got the clutch. So yes.
Yeah, yeah. I'm curious to see how you like that clutch feel. That's heavy. It's gonna be big.
It'll be a little while until I can feel it, but yeah.
Right. Yeah. By the way, which knee is the bad knee? Don't say the left.
My left.
Yeah, the clutch knee. That's why.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that's right. You put a brace on while you drive the Cobra.
Oh, good. I'll
Just
do it.
wrap it. All right. Bill, thanks so much. We're going to wrap things up. Thanks, guys, for listening. Until next time, keep the air in the spare, in the bag, and the wheel.
Goldberg's Garage YouTube. We're back.